Wow, I recorded my whole intro and realized my mics were off, and yeah, so having to record it all over again. But I was just, let me just sum it up. Technically, you guys didn't hear it, but I was pretty much telling you guys that I know in the last video I did ask you guys to ask me questions, but technically I haven't posted that video, so I don't know what those questions would be, so I can't really necessarily answer them in today's video. But and then I was saying that I have a question for you guys. So if you are comfortable to sharing them in the comments, yeah, I wanted to know what your guys' goals are. Like, man, oh, I hate that I have to repeat myself. It's always better the first time, right? It's always better. And then when sometimes you tell yourself, oh, I can do it better, it doesn't end up happening. But I was just, wanting to know what your guys' goals were. And not only your goals, but like, what are you doing to reach your goals? Like, what are the steps you're taking to get there? And realizing that we can say to ourselves all the time, like, oh, I have these goals, I want to do this, I want to do that. And not really realizing we're not doing anything to get closer to these goals. And that was something that, I was realizing with myself, because I'm just like asking myself, like, okay, what are my goals right now? Since, we stopped, cutting and everything. And then technically, like I told you guys, I can't really be on a gaining phase because I need to fit into my wedding dress that is in like in 3 more weeks. So it's just kind of like on pause. But it's funny when you don't really have clear goals for yourself, you can kind of get yourself in a little rut. And that's why they say too, is like, you just start going through the motions, but not have like a clear direction of like, okay, what is it you want, and you going after it. Like, that is something so empowering for you mentally. And, I think we all need that. And that's why I'm just like, I think we don't realize, like, sometimes when we're feeling kind of down and stuff, like, it's because we don't know what we're working towards. Like, we don't know, where do we put this energy? What do we want? What are we doing? And the example, like, let's say you want to like lose weight and you're just like, oh, I wish I can lose some weight. I wish this. And then you realize you say these things, but you're like not doing anything to get closer to that, like reaching these goals. Like, are you going to the gym consistently? Are you eating better? And then realizing, oh, I'm eating the same. I'm not working out, but I want this. And realizing like, okay, let's be realistic. Are you going to get closer to this or not? And you're probably not, because things are they're staying the same. They're not really changing. So kind of just applying that with anything that you're wanting in life. Like, what are your goals? What are you doing to get closer to these goals? And realizing, is that even like a clear answer that you have? Because I know right now I'm kind of like really thinking about it. I'm just like, oh, okay, what are my goals right now? What do I want? And then also realizing, okay, I don't have those clear answers. And then, because it's like, yeah, once that is done, then, figure out the steps that you need. And that's why I'm like, okay, like, I think that's really good to realize. And I was like, let me share it with you guys. Like, and I would love to hear what your guys' goals are. I think that's really interesting, because I think where you are in life, like, your goals are going to be different. They're going to change. Like, let's say you were going to go to college because you wanted to reach, you wanted to be a nurse, or you were going to college for, who knows what, and you reached it already. So that goal is changing. Like, okay, well, what's the next goal? And I just think that's the thing about life. It's so nice to always have something that is challenging you, that you are looking forward to and getting better, instead of just feeling like you're going through the motions. And that's why I'm like, that's how I feel in the gym. Like, I love that I always know I'm going to get better. I'm going to get stronger. I'm going to keep improving. Like, there's no just cap. Like, okay, this is it. This is the best we're going to get. There's no room for growth. And I think that's kind of like, sad to feel. And us as humans, that we thrive off of that. We want to get better. And that's why deep down, when you're not, you're suffering. And it's, it's obvious, but sometimes you don't want to like feel like that is the reality that is going on. And, and you live in denial and all this stuff. But I think it's just something that I'm like, yeah, let's all kind of reflect. What are our goals right now? And, are we doing anything to get closer to them? And realizing, yeah, they can be big goals. They can be super small goals. And, that doesn't defeat the purpose of reaching them. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts on that. And yeah, let's go ahead and get inside and start the workout. We're doing lower body today. And yeah, I'll just see you guys inside. Okay, starting off with calves. And I can't believe there used to be a time I didn't used to do calves because I would leave them at the end and then I would just not do them because I'm like, okay, we're finished, we're done. Um, so glad we just do it right in the beginning because now I never miss them. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my last set, and then we'll go and do some hack squats. Yeah. Remember, the most important part is the stretching part. So don't just go all crazy thinking it doesn't matter. I mean, every part matters, right? Because the bracing, the tempo, movement, the depth. So, like I told you guys, sometimes even recording yourself helps because the way you perceive it may not be how it is. Because sometimes in the very beginning, my tempo would be so fast. And, I don't know, I just know there's like a happy medium. And the more you lift, you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's go ahead and see if that machine's open. It's pretty empty, so it should be. Okay, these are tough. They feel good. Where's my mic? Keep wanting to flip over. Okay. So this is my last set. And like I told you guys, we want to get to that point where we probably had like one more rep in us because we're not going to do it to a total grinder impossibly, like risk injury. Not saying that can happen, but it's just like no point to do that, especially since we're not even in a surplus, because I know I get you guys in the comments saying, what was that? You had one more in you. And I totally get that, I feel like if anything, it's not a negative thing. I get you guys, and I'm not taking it as a negative. It's, what do you call it? More of like, yeah, you got it kind of vibe. But we're also just want to give it our all and be safe. And I think that's the thing I'm feeling with these sets is like they're hard. Um, and it's crazy because obviously we're not doing our PR weight or anything, but I'm just like, man, this feels so hard. So we're just gonna give it our best and have a solid set. Okay. Uh, those are interesting because, like, when you just focus on doing the lift and not having to worry about any other factors because it's so stable using a machine, kind of mentally less exhausting because you're just like, okay, brace, use power, come back up. And gosh, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's just nice when you're doing a lift that's so stable. It's like I said, less exhausted on the body. You can just focus on really using what you're wanting to, like your quads, and mentally as well. You know, because I'm just like, yeah, just keep going up, keep going up. And that's how I kept telling myself in the last rep. You know, just stay good in your form because, you know, things can get sloppy when something becomes hard, of course. So that's why you never want to get to that point. Make it a honest, you know, set. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some stiff-legged. And I actually want to show you guys an alternative if you don't like want to use the bar. So let me see if I can show you guys that in the next clip. I want to do like RDLs or stiff-legged. I would recommend using this one. It's great. It's just like the only reason why I don't use it is because I can't really progressively overload with it, and because of the way it is, because I can't use a bar because then this stops it, and also the little arms it has in the bottom. I've seen some of these where you can put it, like they have a whole thing. It's like a cable attachment and you just hold on to it and do it that way. And man, I wish we had that. But you know, if you're really starting and you don't, because I know the bar can be really technical with bracing your form, keeping everything, you know, very accurate, and so you don't hurt yourself. This one's a little more just straight to the point. Or, well, obviously I didn't set it up to me because I just wanted to show you guys. Because you need to leave enough room that you can do that hip hinge, you know, like put your hips over. And when you're doing it, honestly, yeah, I know the whole thing is, oh, curved back. No, just keep your back, that neutral spine, and then just come up, squeeze your glutes, your hamstrings. And then you can add weight. You can hold a dumbbell, you can hold a plate, whatever, or just do a body weight and then progress from that. But yeah, love this one. It's a great alternative. You don't have to use the bar. So that's why I was saying, you guys, there's a lot of alternatives for things. There's not just like one solid way to do one thing. And I think that's the fun part when you kind of can decide that for yourself and see which one you like more and you can progress in. Like I said, I like this one, but I can't progress in it just because this is the only one we have. If you have, oh man, if you have that machine, this one with the cable and it's like a whole thing, oh, that's great. You should try it. Don't like miss out on that awesome equipment you have and you didn't even know that it's that awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and do the bar though. Okay, this is our first set. And when I was working up to the weight, I'm just like, you know what? Let's do a 25 on each side. Usually it's 210s, so it's a 45 and 210s on each side. But I don't know, we're kind of feeling good with these, so I am going for a 25, and then we'll see how this set feels. Since it's the first one, if I don't feel like it's what I want, then I'll drop the weight. You know, gotta not just put more weight just because, but anyways, but yeah, sometimes I'm always like happy that I did, and I'm just like, oh yeah, that was a solid set. So I'm glad we did go up. Okay. Yeah. Okay, got kind of thrown off. um, so you guys know we're down 42 pounds, and like some of my clothes are feeling a little big on me. So when I went bend down, I felt like the tank top was not secure. So I was like, look, like, okay. But anyways, like, it's just kind of threw me off. But yeah, so some clothes fit me still, some clothes don't, but we make it work. But okay, that set actually was pretty nice. But I can tell the second set probably I'm gonna drop weight. So it was solid. I liked it. Whew. But yeah, we'll drop weight for the second set, and then we're gonna do our kickbacks. Oh, I'm excited for those kickbacks. I love doing kickbacks. Yeah. I'll see you guys in the next clip. I'm just throwing off over here. Okay, now some kickbacks. And when I was putting the little like ankle brace thing on, I was like, man, I can't believe in the beginning, remember you guys, I didn't even know how to do that. It's like you're beginner in something. It's, like don't ever feel embarrassed that you don't know something. Then later on, you're just like, wow, it seems like it would have been common sense. And I always feel silly, but okay, let's go ahead and do the left side, and then we'll go on to the right side. It's funny how technically, like, I guess it isn't like a little movement because I'm just like, it's just like this movement and it takes it all out of me. But I think that's the thing, right? Even if it's the simplest thing, it has to be tough. And, and that just goes with everything. Wow, it's getting hot in here. And it was cold. It's just because the workout's hard. Okay. Uh, we're done with these. I think we have adductors next, and then abs, and then we're done. Oh, nice things to finish up on. It's funny, sometimes I'm like, I don't think at the end of the leg day, I don't think I may ever make sense. I was like, when we're doing kickbacks, I'm like, no, I'm just saying like a bunch of gibberish. It's like, I don't know, I can't make sense of what I'm feeling and then expressing it to you guys. And I don't see even right now. Okay, let's just work out. Let's just get this set in. I guess I could have added more weight, uh, which is nice because I'm like, wait, I feel like I'm gonna keep going. But that was the last one. And yeah, let's go ahead and do some posing. I don't know what's going on with my tripod. It wants to keep falling, but I think we are in frame. We're good. Okay, I feel like I said that in the last video too. Like, I feel like we haven't done posing in a while, and that is true. Your little hamstring. I definitely carry a lot of fat in my lower body because just when someone does this, you can see their hamstring already. Hmm. What else are we missing? I think when it's so far away because I have to be all in frame, I think it throws me off because I'm just like, am I doing my poses good? Because I mean, man, angles help. Finding the poses that complement your body best. I mean, like how they said, Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't have the smallest waist, but he would, manipulate his poses to just make it look the best for his body. think I think that's about it. Okay, still got some cardio I'm gonna go and do, and then I'll talk to you guys after that. So, reason why I was saying, if you would like to share your goals in the comment section is because I think it's nice to realize that everyone sometimes has way different goals than you, and that's the thing is what are your goals? What's going to make you excited? What's going to make you happy? And realize you're not doing someone else's goals, living someone else's life and seeing what's going to make them happy. It's about, you and only you know that. And just because we are more in the fitness, so a lot of us maybe have a lot of fitness goals. But there's also those little goals that we have and random goals like like I told you guys, I want to start learning Spanish, and that's just something that I've always wanted to do. Like I said, I've always said it. Oh, I wish I knew Spanish. I wish, and I never did anything to it. I never did anything about it. And that's just coming to face the truth of okay, let's do something about it. And I think it's nice to see what other people's goals are and find comfort like, oh wow, like that's fun, like that's cool, or and I don't know, so even supporting other people and excited for them. And I think it's just really super important to remember because sometimes your spirit will irritate other people's demons. Like some people don't want to see other people happy because of things that, they're not happy, and it bothers them because it's almost like, oh, until I'm happy, everyone can be happy. And it shouldn't be like that. It's, we all have our moments, yeah, when we're down, we're not happy. Like it's life. We're not going to be always happy. And we're not going to always be sad either. But when you start bringing other people down, like, I don't know, that's a different story. And all you can do, if you're around people that aren't adding to your life and they're just bringing you down, it's almost like an image of you reaching out and saying, hey, like, I don't like seeing you suffer, because that's what it is. When someone's trying to bring you down, they're suffering. And you reaching out a hand, and if they just swap it away because they feel like they're better than you or something, that's, you can't be carrying their weight, because then it's at the end of the day, then what you're almost doing is trying to carry them because they don't want to carry themselves. And you reached out a hand to help them know that, hey, I'm here to support you. And that's all you can do with the people you care about is support them and know that you're there for them, but it's not carrying them, and I hope that makes sense. And And that's why I tell you guys, like, if you want something, you have to go after it. You have to do it. Don't be waiting around looking like who's gonna carry me, who's gonna do the work. Like, I'm waiting, and when you start doing that, jokingly, then you start feeling like the victim. Like, man, everyone wants to see me fail. No one's here to help me, and all that stuff. And it's just like, no, man, you have to take those steps too. You have to put in the work, and that's why I'm saying visualize. What are your goals, and what are you doing to get there and get better at it, and realize, like, what do you want? I think sometimes a lot of people like to compare, saying, oh, that person looks really happy. What are they doing? What's getting them to that spot in their life? And realize, like, what's going to make you happy is probably different from someone else's. And I think just having some peace with that and being like, wow, okay, like, yeah. And that's why too, like, when someone's confident and they know what they want, like how they say, like, oh, it just brings a presence. It's because, yeah, it's nice to know what you want, and it's nice to have that comfort. And if anything, maybe it's that sense of like, just comfort, I guess you can say, the best way. But it's no fun when you don't know what you want. Not even how people perceive it, but it's no fun for you. It's no fun for you to know, like, what am I doing? I'm just going through the motions. Like, what do I want? And yeah, like, I just want that for you guys. I want you to start going after the things you want and literally put it out there. Write it down. Write it for yourself. Do it for yourself. Write your goals. Say what you need to do to get there and start doing it. I don't want you guys to be going through the motions. So, I've done that too. And that's why it's like, you kind of have to be realistic with yourself and be honest. Like, you know what? I have been just going through the motions, and I'm tired of, I'm not extremely thriving in life. I'm not. And having to put in the work and realizing you putting in the work, you will get results. Because the whole time you just weren't putting in the work. And that's all that it was. It's not that it wasn't obtainable or you couldn't reach it. You just weren't making the steps you needed to get there. And that's what I'm saying. I'm excited for you guys. I'm rooting for you. I'm excited to hear what you guys are going to start doing, or what you have been doing and you have been seeing the results from it. Like, that is the best feeling. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video, and I will see you guys for the next one.